First of all, I'm going to start, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. You have the only undersea lodge in the United States. That's
No, that's wrong. It's in the world.
okay. That's
The, the other things that you read about as quote underwater hotels are really hotels that have a basement with glass windows that you can see out.
oh, I
You
see.
actually have to dive to get into this undersea hotel.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified it. And I believe, again, tell me if I'm right or wrong, the lodge was a laboratory previously?
Yes. I built it in 1971. So we are celebrating our 50th anniversary of missions in November. And we took it out to sea, put it on the edge of the continental shelf, and lived there on the edge of the continental shelf for 2 or 3 weeks at a time,
Oh,
exploring the continental shelf.
oh my God, very thrilling. Okay, now, what motivated you to get into the undersea lodge business and turn it from the laboratory into that?
Well, I started out in college in marine science and discovered that marine scientists had no interest in really exploring the ocean. They wanted you to walk along the shore and pick up dead seaweed. And I decided that if you were going to understand the ocean, you had to live and work in the ocean.
Uh-huh.
I took my wife and my 9-month-old son, and we moved to the Virgin Islands. And after about a year, I was running a marine research station. And in a couple of years, there was a group looking for a place to run a NASA program for people to live in the bottom of the ocean and as a space simulation.
Right.
And I talked them into coming to my research station. And that was the beginning of Man in the Sea, living and working in the ocean, anywhere in the world.
Well,
And we ran 2 programs. I was one of the first U.S. aquanauts, and we traveled all around as VIPs.
uh-huh.
The Ed Sullivan Show, and I mean,
Oh my
we're
goodness.
talking about a long time ago.
How fascinating. Yeah, that's really
There, I decided that this is where man had to be, is to understand the ocean, to live and work in it. And I've been running underwater research habitat programs and then the hotel now for 50. Well, I've been doing it since 1969.
well. Would you say, to me, it sounds like a thrill because it's so unique and different and very challenging what you did. Very challenging.
No one has ever repeated our living on the continental shelf, exploring the depths that we went down to in all these years, which is a very sad thing to say. When you
Yeah,
think about how computers have
I know.
bloomed, undersea research has not.
The depth of the lodge, how many feet into the ocean underneath?
Now where it sits,
Yes.
it's in 30 feet of water in a private lagoon, which is open to the sea. We have a giant grouper that lives on the roof of the undersea lodge, and we have all kinds of fish life in there. Big manatees come up and poke their whiskers in the window. Yes, quite a fright.
Okay. What's the depth, would you say?
30 feet.
Quite a bit.
30
Quite a
feet.
bit. So what, I want to word this properly. what type of people really would want to make a reservation and something like that? With me, honestly, I would be a little scared until I knew more about it. And do you have to be a certified scuba diver to go down and get into the lodge?
Well, let's start with that part.
Okay.
You have to be a diver, but you don't have to be certified because my team gives a 2 or 3 hour introductory program, and then they take you down there so that you don't have to go through a full diving course. Hopefully, this will introduce you and get you excited about diving, and you'll get a course after that and
Uh-huh.
get involved in the ocean. But we've had, you asked me what kind of people go down there. I've had the Trudeaus down there,
Uh-huh.
both the son and his Pierre, his father, the Prime Minister of Canada.
Right.
I've had the Cousteaus down there. I've had some rock stars down there, some NFL play. I'm just giving a list of the broad
Yeah,
variety.
this is all type of people, people that are kind of adventurous, I would say, also at the same time, right?
Yes,
The type of adventure, I would
it,
say.
it is. And it's a once in a lifetime experience. You can't do it anyplace else in the world.
Oh my gracious. And what I want to ask you, inside there, what type of air? Is it compressed air inside, inside the bedrooms and everything?
It's 1.5 atmospheres of air. So you're getting a little extra oxygen. It's really very healthy.
Uh-huh. And can they use, this might be silly to ask, but can they use their Wi-Fi or anything like that?
Absolutely. We
Oh
are
my,
doing huge programs. A lot of these YouTubers are coming down to impress their followers.
uh-huh.
We have them that have 6 and 8 and 10 million followers, and they go down there and do their own thing in a show. We set it up for them so that it's all filmed. In fact, we've set 2 Guinness Book of Records in that hotel. We did a 70, let's see, a 60-day mission back in the 90s, which was tied into a NASA program that we carried out for 30
Uh-huh.
days. Then we did a 7 week, 70 something days that we set a record back in 2014. And this year, or the beginning of next year, we're going to do a 100-day program where one person will stay down there for 100 days. He happens to be a doctor, a PhD, hyperbaric medical doctor,
Oh my goodness.
a professor. He
Mhm.
will teach his classes, his university classes from the bottom of the sea
Oh, how
over 100
thrilling
acres.
that is. Yes.
That'll be only a couple of hours, 2 or 3 times a week. One day a week, we're going to have a program with guest lecturers who will talk about saving the sea, why sharks are important to protect, why plastic is killing our seas, how art has influenced people. So we'll have famous artists. I'll have astronauts down here. Last time I had Buzz Aldrin and Mike Gernhardt as my guests, and they'll give a 1-hour lecture on those subjects. But we will invite a celebrity to come and join us. And those celebrities are the ones that have these huge YouTube followings.
Right.
We have one group that's committed to come that has 20 million followers. So the whole idea here is to get the message across is that our seas are dying. And if we don't get everybody involved, mankind will disappear as we know it.
I know. Something has to be done. These beautiful creatures and of what they have to put up with. and their home being destroyed and everything. It's pitiful, and it's a big problem, a real big problem. But you're on the right direction, and what you're doing is so incredible. It is.
The underwater hotel is actually owned by my nonprofit foundation, where on the same property, on the other side of the fence, so to speak,
Uh-huh.
we run marine education programs for students and teachers. And we have up to 5,000 students and teachers come every year, spend 3 to 5 days with us to learn about protecting the oceans, the mangroves, the seagrass, and the coral reef. And last week, as a matter of fact, let's see, just ended Sunday, we had our teacher workshops, but I put out scholarships for Caribbean teachers from Caribbean nations to come to our teacher program. We had, I think, 9 on this first program last week. We had 9 teachers from Caribbean nations attend and then get to network with and participate with another 50 teachers from the US.
Awesome.
Then they go back and they come up with projects in their nation to replant mangroves, to work on seagrasses, to replant reefs. But we put all that in our teacher education program.
That's wonderful.
That's generous.
Togetherness does too.
Did all this through a grant that we
Uh-huh.
received from a nonprofit foundation called Ocean. It's for Ocean Conservation, Exploration, and Education, OC. And they have been supporting these teacher programs. So we work in another area too. You know, not all kids are interested in marine biology.
True.
So we started another nonprofit foundation, which is Aurora. That's the shirt I was wearing today. That's how I happened to think about it. Aurora Trust. And this foundation does marine archaeology in the Mediterranean. So we put together education programs about the cultural heritage that kids can learn about by getting interested in the ocean. So there's marine science and marine archaeology all coming together in the.
That, I mean, what they're doing there is, like I said, it's very awesome. It's like when they go and dig up fossils with dinosaurs and everything, they're investigating and things like that. But here it'll be in the ocean, in the bottom of the ocean, which makes it a little bit more exciting. It's mysterious, kind of, you know, like they say, the ocean is so beautiful but mysterious.
We found in a matter of 2 years, we found 28 Roman and Greek shipwrecks intact with all of their cargo. And we identify those areas for the different nations all through the Med so that fishermen don't dredge them up and break them up, and that they don't go out and use them as dumping sites, and you don't put a cruise ship anchorage over them and those kinds.
Can I ask you what area that was, whereabouts?
Yes,
Approximately.
we worked, our home base was Malta, and we worked in Italy and Sicily, Croatia, Spain, France. Where else?
Whoa.
Anyway,
Did you find any gold? Any gold at all?
I have found gold,
Uh-huh.
but not in the archaeology. Years ago, I don't know if you ever heard of the famous treasure hunter Mel Fisher in
No.
Key West, Florida.
Okay.
And it's the biggest treasure ship ever recovered back in the days when that was all permitted. Now it's very difficult to do that. But I had a 146-foot research vessel out there for a year. And on my birthday, I was having a birthday party. So the work had to stop at 7 o'clock. You hear me? Stop at 7 o'clock. And I had two divers in the water. And one of them came up and I said, where's the other guy? We want to get the party started. And he said, oh, he's down there digging on. So I went down and sure enough, he was digging away and he couldn't get at what he wanted. And I helped him by making like a little cofferdam.
Uh-huh.
And I pulled out looked like a sardine can,
Uh-huh.
about the size of a sardine can.
Right.
And I took it to take it up. We took all the garbage that we'd find out of the water so we didn't find it again. And I took it to go through it in the garbage. And when I started to climb up the ladder, I heard clunk. And I opened that up. And we got everybody around and opened it up. And it's the most valuable artifact ever recovered from the bottom of the sea. It's about a $10 million emerald cross that's now in the museum.
God.
And a gorgeous ring that fit me perfectly on my birthday. And it's in the museum in Key West, the Mel Fisher Museum.
Uh-huh. Unreal. Unreal. You never know what you're going to find. Amazing. So amazing. Oh my goodness. What I want to get back into the lodge is how many rooms? 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 1 2 baths?
There's only one bathroom.
Okay, all right. So they have their Wi-Fi, they're comfy. And oh, now, if they want their food, does the diver deliver their food, the scuba diver, to them?
He's a bell buoy. Yeah. Yes, he brings the food down. And the normal meal, you can order anything you want. We can, get it. But normally people have a pizza delivered. They think that's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
We had somebody down there the other day. They wanted steak and lobster.
Yeah.
And, we get them whatever they want.
Okay. And if they want, well, in the middle of the night, could they get anything if they wanted in the middle of the night, like coffee or a snack or something like that?
There's a refrigerator and a microwave down there, and they.
Oh, there is a microwave and a refrigerator. What else is in there that I didn't ask you about?
They can make up their own coffee or tea,
Uh-huh.
and the refrigerator is stocked with soft drinks. There's no alcohol, of course, because of the diving. But and little snacks.
Okay.
If you wake up in the middle of the night, you want a jelly donut or something, they're there.
You could get that, right?
Besides that, we have somebody that's there 24/7 up on the surface, sleeping in the command van.
Okay.
And so if you have a problem or you need something, you just push the button and call them.
That keeps an eye on everything. Yeah. Okay. So this air that you have, is it compressed air within the rooms?
Yes, it's supplied from the surface.
Okay. All right. So like you said, that gives them enough oxygen and everything that they might need. So there could be no accidents or anything like that, right?
Gives them 1.5 times the oxygen that they need, which is really good for you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Have you had anyone that went down there that did a book on their journey into the ocean in your lodge at all? Or write about their experience?
Oh yes, it's all over the media. We've had several $100 million in media coverage in the last 35. We've been open 35 years. And we've been on Good Morning America. We've been on television programs around the world. We just did a program last week for National Geographic.
Oh,
And,
okay. Well, you know, you hear me? I couldn't hear you just then for a second.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. when I mention it to people, yes, I'm going to interview this gentleman and it's undersea lodge. What? I never heard about that. What are you talking about? I don't believe that. It's true. It really is true. A lot of people are unaware, even though it's been out and everything like that. I said, nothing really is impossible today. What's going on? You just keep at it and show it. That's it.
The reason that I keep that open and run it is to try to get people more deeply involved in the ocean,
Uh-huh.
to get them to participate in ocean projects and to participate in their communities, because the saving of the ocean is critical to our survival.
That's right.
That may sound very dramatic, but let me
No.
tell you, I've spent the last 60 years seeing the degradation of the oceans, and it makes me ill to go out and dive now because the reef that I knew is gone, dead, period, around the world.
Well, there's one other thing I want to ask you too. Say if someone had a heart condition uh, and wanted to make reservations at the lodge there, they wouldn't be able to do it, or would they have to have something from their doctor or something like that?
Yes, yeah, diabetes and other conditions. You have a condition that you need to get your doctor's approval that it's okay.
Approval for that. They just couldn't do that. I'm going to go. Uh, do you allow children, families down there with the children?
It's an incredible family adventure because the parents are going, oh my God, as fast, more than the children. They have to be, I think, 12 years old
Uh-huh.
to go down.
But what a trip to bring back to school to tell. Oh my heavens. What a subject. What a subject to talk about.
It influences them forever.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Uh, right now, do you still do laboratory things, other places, or that's out of the question now?
But the answer is that I'm involved in a number of foundations that do things. I'm on the board of directors of this OCF, the nonprofit foundation that supported us. And we have a big ship now, 185-foot ship that's going around the world doing science programs.
Uh-huh. Mhm. So you've been involved with this. You have quite a background, Ivan, quite a background. Is there anything else that's a passion that you haven't done yet that could be coordinated with something like this? Would you build a larger lodge undersea or just keep this one? What do you think?
Well, I would like to see a small portable laboratory built for archaeology to go around the world. I'm sorry, Len, I have to run. My wife is ill. I just heard her calling.
Oh, okay. She's calling you?
Can you call? Can you hold?
Yes, of course, of course. I'm glad you're back.
I'm sorry, no, I can't stay. My wife has Parkinson's and she's having a terrible fit right now. I have to run and help her.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry. But anyhow, do you have any other passions, like I was asking, that you haven't done yet, that you might try to endeavor to do it? I mean, that has to do with marine biology.
I'm working on archaeology around the world. I have programs that are in the beginning stages in different countries. And we are expanding our marine education facility. We're on a big fundraiser to try to get a building that doesn't get wiped out by the hurricanes. And
Oh, yeah, excuse me, you did mention the hurricane. What happens if you are in the undersea lodge and a hurricane comes?
nothing, it's the safest place you can be.
It is? Okay, okay.
I know that because we've been through several.
So you would be down, nothing could happen to you then, nothing at all. Even if the waters are rough on top, underneath you'd be okay? Amazing. More people will go underneath there then. That's for sure. Okay, so I did ask you what's inside there. 2-bedroom, you have the Wi-Fi, you have the kitchen, you have all the things that you need. Of course, you have your computer. There's no TV actually, but they have the computer and you have your cell phone. You have, okay, okay. I just wanted to check and see everything that within the 2-bedroom.
You can watch Netflix or anything you want down there.
You have the screen up? My God, you're not missing anything whatsoever. And what size? How square footage? Is it tight or is it spacious, kind of? It's comfy.
Think of it as 3 20-foot trailers side by side.
Uh-huh.
8 feet long, 8 feet in diameter each chamber. There are 3 of them.
Wow, wow. Okay. Years ago, when you started this business, was your wife into marine biology too? Like you also?
Yes.
That made it more interesting and everything, definitely. And your children?
No,
No?
they're divers, but they're not involved in my field.
Yeah. But you know, what now? All you hear about the sharks that are coming closer to the beaches and the people becoming fearful. And that's kind of scary, you know. Why do you think they're being shown so much now?
I don't know about that, but this morning I have a shark research group that works from my facility. And this morning we had a meeting about studying the sharks off the coast of Africa that are being killed by the orcas. And we're putting together a study program.
Wow. I couldn't hear you for a second then again.
I said that we're putting together that program off of Africa to study the killer sharks, the great white sharks that are being killed by the orcas.
It's still pitiful. It's terrible. I want to ask you, when you're underneath in your undersea lodge, would a shark come along and prick at the windows at all? Would they do anything like that? No?
No, we're not in the open sea. We're connected to the sea, but sharks don't come into those waters.
Oh, yeah, but they come close to the beaches. Look how close they come in when the people are swimming.
Yes, I know. That's their natural habitat.
That's the natural thing that they do and everything, huh? Wow. Wow. But like I said, I did ask you that if you were the only undersea lodge in the United States, and you said the whole world, other places advertise it, but like you said, they're on top of the water and they show a little bit of the bottom, but they call it undersea hotels, but it's nothing like yours.
It's different.
Just want to say thank you very much. And you've had a wonderful background. You're a fascinating individual. And what you're doing, you're giving a lot to society and to the world and helping everyone, including our great creatures in the ocean. And I thank you for being on Channel 36, Eon. And have a happy life and a wonderful day. And hello to your lovely wife. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Artlist